So how would you pass your driving test in Milton Keynes? It's not easy, like any areas. You need to be able to drive, obviously, but there's certain things that you can do to improve your chances. So I'm going to go for a couple of things. I'm going to talk about roundabouts first, because that's what's on everyone's mind when they come to Milton Keynes. Lots of roundabouts. I don't know how many roundabouts there is in Milton Keynes, but if you know, or you want to take a guess, put a comment below and tell me. If I had to guess, and this is a wild guess, 75 roundabouts. If someone knows the answer and they can Google it and they know the exact answer, that I'll be interested to know. So by all means, put your comment below. So roundabouts, lots of standard ones, 4 exits, 2 lanes on the roundabout itself. Nothing too tricky. Lots of them. Get good at them. Get confident at them. Get good at approaching on them. You know, because they are fast roads in Milton Keynes. Lots of national speed limits, single carriage roads, dual carriage lanes. Lots of them, so 16, 70 mile an hour roads, and that's what catches lots of people out, is the speeds. But if you're approaching a roundabout, get your speed down for second gear, and then you've got more time to check what's happening on your right, and more time to slow down and give way if you need to. So get good at the standard roundabouts. There's some tricky roundabouts that you need to be wary of. So before you start on them, make sure you're good at the standard ones, remember. So the tricky ones, I'll try and name what they are. One's called the Redbourne roundabout. It's a spiral roundabout. It's got lights on it, and it changes from 3 lanes to 2 lanes to 3 lanes while it's going round. Practice it. And another one is called the Roman roundabout, which is a small roundabout, but it's quite busy. It's in the centre of Bletchley, and I'll put a link to a video at the top of there, and I'll also put a link in the description to it, which is kind of a tutorial about how to tackle that roundabout, how to go around it. Another one is called the Denbigh roundabout, which leads to the Roman roundabout, or vice versa, depending on which way you're going through it. That's a large spiral roundabout, 4 exits, nothing too tricky. Just got to get used to the traffic on there and keep an eye on traffic on your right. Looks like they're coming off, but they're not. They're coming around quite fast. So be prepared to slow down. Don't approach it fast. Lots of accidents happen on that one because people are approaching fast and braking hard last second. If you approach it slowly and checking to your right, you'll brake slowly. The car behind you brakes slowly. Okay, so be wary of the Roman roundabout and the Denbigh roundabout, because they can be tricky, them two. Another one is a large one at the end of the A5. I think it's called, I can't remember the name. They've sponsored it now. It might be called Kelly's Kitchen or Hell's Kitchen, something like that. Something strange, something kitchen on the roundabout name. Someone sponsored it, so it's got a name. I'm sure there's a proper name for it somewhere. So if anyone knows the name, by all means put the name below. But that's a big spiral roundabout. I think it's got about 5 exits on it, and it's got lights on it also, so know how to tackle that one. There's lots of signs on it. It's been well painted up. There's a video at the top there also, and a video underneath I've done on it, if it helps you to understand roundabouts. And that's one area of Milton Keynes, lots of roundabouts. The test centre is near the centre of Bletchley, so that's where you're going to start and finish, and there's going to be lots of junctions and small mini roundabouts in that area, and lots of priority signs, lots of meeting traffic situations, so you need to be good at everything else. And because it's fast roads and slow roads, that's what catches lots of people out. They'll be on going around Bletchley doing second, maybe third gear if they're lucky, and all of a sudden they come onto a big roundabout and it's a 70 mile an hour road. Got to get the speed up fast, and you're on that road for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're back in Bletchley on the slow road, so you got to get your speed back down and keep an eye on your speed, so it's so easy to speed. The manoeuvres in the area, the reverse bay park tends to be done in the test centre because they've got space for it. The forward bay park tends to be done in car parks around Bletchley or Milton Keynes. I'm not going to say which ones they are because that'll be unfair. People will be practicing in them. But I say to everyone, practice in the area that you live close to. Get good at the forward bay park. And also the parallel park doesn't have to be done in Bletchley. I've seen them done on the other side of Milton Keynes on a test route. So be good at the manoeuvre and park at the right, same thing again. Be good at that manoeuvre, and on the test route that they take you on, there's going to be that manoeuvre on there. So the test routes, they've stopped publishing them now. I have got a few test routes up, so I'll put a link at the top and below to a playlist on all test routes that I used to use, and I'll put a link to people taking some test routes as well on some mock tests to give you an idea what it's like. But they don't publish them. There used to be about 15 test routes, but at the moment I don't know how many there is. There might be 20, there might be 25 test routes. They might be switching around slightly to suit the situations with the traffic and so on. People say to me, when's the best time to take a test in Milton Keynes? Me personally, I say after 9 o'clock. For a simple reason, if you book an 8 o'clock test, it might get cancelled because of the weather, if it's foggy or if it's been snowing overnight. I know in summer you're not going to get the snow, but you will get mist or fog if it's been a certain type of weather conditions the night before. And the 8 o'clock test and the 9 o'clock test tends to get cancelled if it's foggy. 10 o'clock usually goes out, 11 o'clock usually goes out, and so on. So be wary of the 8 o'clock test. I do know instructors who take the 8 o'clock test and they swear by it, say it's great. You know, there's certain routes that they'll use. But me personally, I think that if you take the 8 o'clock test, the risk is you're actually having to tackle rush hour traffic where there's more chance of some idiot driver taking a risk in front of you, and you have to react to that all the time. So if you don't want that risk, then don't take the early test. You know, there are busy times. 8 o'clock's busy, lunchtime's busy, afternoon's busy when the kids come out of school. There's plenty of schools near the test centre. So if you don't know the area, or you've not been practicing much in Bletchley, then I suggest spending a bit of time driving near the test centre within a mile, getting used to some of the roads where the schools are, because some are 20 miles an hour, some are 30 miles an hour outside schools. So be wary of the speed limit. It's easy to miss a speed limit. And same for roundabouts. Speed limits change at roundabouts sometimes. So keep an eye on that. Another thing to consider also is the car that you're in. Is it good enough to take on the driving test? Because you're going to go on fast roads. Where when I spoke to someone who took a test in London recently, they said, they didn't go that fast because of the roads, lots of slow traffic. Where in Milton Keynes, I say you're going to get a lot of fast roads. So can your car go up the speed pretty quick, or is it struggling to get to 45 mile an hour? Because if you can't get above 45 mile an hour because it's got something wrong with the engine, then you're not going to pass your test, because the examiner's going to expect you to do a reasonable speed on the faster roads. And if it's a 70 mile an hour road, the examiner's going to expect you to get to about 60, 65 mile an hour if it's appropriate. Be good at driving. No point in wasting a test if you're not good at driving. Do some mock tests if you can. Watch the videos on my playlist on mock tests, they'll help you. Okay? Good luck. I hope this video on how to pass your test in Milton Keynes helps. If it does, give it a thumbs up. Take care, everybody, and good luck on the day.